to understand how closely related we are to chimps and bonobos, we're more closely related to them than an Indian elephant is to an African elephant. So whether you look at it in terms of DNA or how long it's been since the evolutionary lines diverged. And it's important to know that we're equidistant from chimps and bonobos. So anytime you read that chimps are the closest non-human primate to us, or conversely that bonobos are the closest, they're both false. Chimps and bonobos are equidistant from humans, as close as your left hand and your right hand are to your head. They're exactly the same distance. So it's very important to understand that. Now, on one side, you've got chimps who are very aggressive. There's evidence of warfare between groups. Murder is relatively common. Rape is common. Infanticide. All sorts of aggressive behavior is rampant in chimp societies. But on the other side, you have bonobos who are very highly sexualized, and in which over 40 years that they've been observed in the wild and in captivity, not a single case of murder or infanticide or rape or lethal combat between groups has ever been observed. Not in zoos, not in the wild. So they're sort of the light and the dark side of human nature, we could say. And it's important not to fall for this line that we're closer to chimps, and therefore the nasty, aggressive, dark side of man, as one book puts it, is more deeply embedded in us than the other side. What we all share, the three of us, the chimps, the common chimps, the bonobo, and humans, is an exaggerated sexuality, where the vast majority of the sexual behavior that we experience has nothing at all to do with reproduction. Over 99% of our sex acts don't result in conception. That's very unusual in the animal world. Most animals, including most primates other than the three of us, the chimps, bonobos, and humans, might have sex a few times a year. Gorillas, for example, probably have sex 10 to 15 times for each baby gorilla that's born. Now you think about how many times an average human being has sex over a lifetime, and I'm not only talking about intercourse. Think of all the types of sex we have that can't possibly result in conception. It's a very small percentage of our sexual behavior that really has anything at all to do with reproduction. We share this trait with chimps and bonobos. We split from them about 7 million years ago. So according to conventional thinking and evolutionary theory, if a trait is shared between these three species that separated 6 to 7 million years ago, it's very likely that that trait was shared also by the last common ancestor. So we can look back 6 to 7 million years and say that has been 6 to 7 million years of human primate promiscuity. Pretty much uninterrupted until we get to 10,000 years ago with agriculture and the advent of monogamy. So that gives you a sense of why it's so difficult for most people. We've been, going down the same path for so long, and then suddenly we're told, no, that's not the way we behave anymore, and in fact, that's not natural. So if you behave that way, or you want to behave that way, or you fantasize about behaving that way, or you get off on watching other people behave that way, there's something wrong with you. You're sick. There's something wrong with your relationship. If you think about someone other than your husband or wife every time you have sex, there's something wrong with you or something wrong with him or her. That's all wrong. That's not only wrong, but it creates untold suffering in people because they feel shame about something there's no reason they should feel shame about.